Now, all 5 of Saturday's COVID-19 confirmed cases were recorded on the island of Bimini. All were females with no travel history. The youngest, 11 years old, the oldest, 75 years old, and all are in home isolation. Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, says these additional cases are troubling. Her team has shifted into high gear to ensure the safety of residents there.
We are getting much support from our New Providence-based agencies, inclusive of the Office of the Prime Minister, as well as the Ministry of Health and the task force. At the end of the day, we're hoping that, this is minimized. The reality is it has increased. Persons are now concerned, but we want to ask all in Bimini not to panic at this time. Much prayers are being sent out for us as we work on the ground, and we're hopeful that in the end we are able to, in all honesty, close off that island and shut it down completely if necessary, because at the end of the day, I think that it is safer that we do that. We are appealing for that to happen at the end of the day. And so if that does happen, we do believe that we'll be able to contain this at this present time.
Well, as you just heard, Bimini could be headed for a complete shutdown. The idea on the table following that increase in COVID cases. The administrator shares with Betty Thompson-Moss possible steps moving forward and how Bimini is managing under the new developments.
5 COVID-19 cases were confirmed in Bimini on the weekend, pushing the total number to 8, with dozens of residents being placed in quarantine. And as it stands, there are 2 quarantine facilities on the island, and the search is on for a 3rd location in the event there is a further spike in numbers. Administrator Cleola Pinder says action was taken right away to curb the spread.
Okay, so we basically have 6 in isolation, and which means that they are positive. And we have, I think it's 35 in quarantine, and they're actually self-quarantine. So the 6 that's in isolation, we have 3 in our government-operated quarantine isolation site, and then we have 2 persons in their private home. Well, 3 persons actually in their private home.
As expected, there is a sense of fright in Bimini, with residents hoping for complete closure of the island.
In fact, they want us to be able to deal with the matter drastically. A lot of them are supporting having a 14-day lockdown for the entire island, but of course that's something that would have to be organized. It would have to be planned properly, and we would have to get all of the proper approvals, because, the first thing persons are going to say is how we're going to eat. And so, there's some things that we would have to put in place. But we would make sure that everyone is taken care of. We will deal with all of the banking needs. And when I say banking needs, we're doing direct deposits for those persons we will be issuing checks to, because, government pay is on Tuesday. And you have some of those persons who receive checks on a monthly basis. So we've already arranged with the Bank of the Bahamas, and we'll be doing direct deposits. They have agreed to come in and replenish the ATM machine, and then we will just make sure everybody is, we have the 2 mail boats that's going to be coming in, the one from New Providence and then the one from the U.S. And so once we put some things in place, some measures in place, I feel that, we can shut down.
Administrator Pinder also provides an update on the status of Cat Key, which had 1 confirmed COVID-19 case.
Cat Key, well, they actually completed their 2nd round of testing last week, and everybody came back negative. So the 1 case is a recovered case. Cat Key is now free and free of, I guess they consider themselves free, and so they are actually making a request to see if they could not so much relax, some of the items, but at least just go on a curfew.
A total of 41 persons were tested for COVID-19 in Bimini over the past few days. The individuals who were tested positive are said to be doing fine. Additional testing will be carried out on Tuesday, as the island is also hoping to push its medical manpower up by 1 more doctor and 2 more nurses. Betty Thompson-Moss, ZNS Network News.